Hello, my name is Krista Stewart. This is my preparing for quality initiatives for preparing for an accreditation. For the purpose of this presentation, I am the Director of Quality Improvement, and I'll be discussing our plans for the next upcoming survey. So our hospital is accredited by the Joint Commission. That's a big question. Who accredits us? Where do we get, what are these surveys for? And we're through the Joint Commission. Joint Commission is an independent nonprofit. They come, they look around, they get to decide if we can stay open, if we get to keep our accreditation. Our last survey was in 2020, and they felt like we were sufficient. We got a 3-year expansion into our accreditation. So that is the goal we're looking forward to reach again, is we want another 3-year accreditation in 2024. So this is the Joint Commission logo, everything. So the Joint Commission does hospitals, which includes us, all of our outpatient facilities, all of our surgical centers, all of our offices. They can do any level of healthcare associations, and they encompass everything that we do. They go along with all of ours. So getting ready for the next survey coming up in 2024, we will need to improve on quality. We have a couple of things that we're really excited about to bring out to all the employees and healthcare providers. So these are our 2 ways to improve quality. We will be have these 2 main efforts we're going to roll out. One is to remove health inequities. Health equity. We want everyone to have equal health care, but it needs to be personalized to them. Not everyone's going to need the same thing. So our main focus for this upcoming year or so is on the deaf community. We need to ensure that they are receiving the appropriate care. And there's an article that we're going to educate you on and encourage you to read. It is called Interventions Aimed at Improving Healthcare and Health Education Equity for Adult and Deaf Patients. So our other improving quality thing that we'll be doing for the survey is to we want to dissect what kind of leader you are, what kind of leader that you want to work under, what kind of leader you feel like your current manager is, if that flows well for you. Achieving health inequity requires removing obstacles to health such as poverty, discrimination, and thus goes on. We want to have an open hospital with, everyone gets treated with the care that they need and the care that they deserve. So when it comes to, working on the deaf community, my first question is, do you know anyone who's deaf, and how does that impact their health care? Do they struggle? Do they have the appropriate sign language interpreters? Do they have appropriate telemedicine? That's a big thing to ensure that our patients are getting the quality care that they need. So in the deaf community, they experience many health inequities. It affects their understanding of what's happening with them, their knowledge of how to, fix the problems that they're experiencing. And we are going to improve this, we plan to hire interpreters, educate the staff. We're gonna, send out, you can come to class, you can see basic sign language. That way patients aren't walking in and not having anyone to communicate with. For employees, you will be required, you don't have to attend the classes, you will be required to attend diversity training on these patients' needs. They have specific needs that not everyone is aware of on how to handle. So, deaf patients are at a higher risk of developing certain diseases. They are also at a higher risk of depression and suicide rates because of the health inequities that they unfortunately receive, and we don't want to have that. I would like for you to imagine if you couldn't hear and I'm talking to you and there's no one available to give you sign language. How would that affect your health care? Okay, we can improve quality to our patients. That starts with us, the employees, from everyone they come in contact with, to the highest, to anyone. We can all help come together to improve quality. This is going to be moving on to leadership. Leadership is, it involves everyone, whether you are a leader, whether you are, following your leader. Do you take well to them? Do you not take well to them? So we want to discuss, what type of leader are you? What type of leadership style do you follow? There's 6 different types of leadership, and we're fixing to discuss them. And then I want to know, what kind of leadership do you prefer? What do you want to see in your management and in your providers that you work with? And then a lot of people question, does leadership affect quality? And it most certainly does. Higher patient satisfaction scores for acute care, home care, and come with transactional, collaborative, and transformational leadership. And like I said, we're fixing to discuss all those types. So while I'm going through the 6 types of leadership, I want you to reflect on your experiences, your personality, and what kind of leader you think you are. Do you think you're a great leader? Do you think you follow a certain type of leadership? Do you think that you just are, kind of go with the flow? And then what do you want to see in your management? We want to be able to teach you to communicate what you need from your leader and make sure that you're getting what you need from your leader. So we have transformational. Transformational leaders, they lead by showing you their vision, what they want you to do. They're very hands-on. They want to teach you everything, okay? They want to be in the process. So then we have transactional. They are managers who establish transactions with the employees, who make deals, who follow along. If you get your patient quota to this, if you turn your beds around in this time, that kind of thing. And then we have autocratic. They perform in emergency situations. This is who I would imagine being like the charge nurse, the ER nurses. They need to come in, say what's happening, you hear, you hear, you hear, and it's nothing personal, it's nothing to do with anyone's abilities. It's just a form of leadership that we need in critical situations. We have a laissez-faire style leadership, and that is when a leader lets you do what you do. Kind of sits back, I trust my employees will handle it, and kind of sees how the day ends up. We have a task-oriented who has very clear roles. I need person A to do this, person B to do this, and we'll all flow well together. There's no questions about who's doing what. The next is a relationship-oriented leader. They use recognition, support, and development in their leadership skills. So does leadership affect each employee? Yes, it definitely does. We're all getting, tasks and information from someone above us, and it needs to flow smoothly down the ladder. So the objectives of a leadership is to be reliable, safe, efficient, equitable, and patient-centered. Leadership, they tell you what your duties are going to be, and we need to ensure that we have a solid leader in the position to make sure everything flows smoothly. So I just told you 6 forms of leadership. The question is, are any of them bad, or any of them wrong, or any of them negative? And there is a tendency of laissez-faire having a negative relationship in some situations. Personally, I thrive well in that. I would like my manager to have respect for me and to have confidence in me to do my things. As some employees prefer to be told what to do, and that's fine. That's why we have all these different forms of leadership. So I want you to think about, like I said, think about the kind of leader you are, the kind of leader you want to be, the kind of leadership you want above you. And then we have a few more ways we can prepare for this survey from the Joint Commission. So simply, check for expired products, go through all your supplies, your closets, cabinets, dig way in the back. We need to keep our work areas clean, no cups at the station, no dust, no linen, anywhere it's not supposed to be. Another is protocols. We need to know what we're supposed to do, when we're supposed to do it, and how we're supposed to do it. And then on the internet, you need to be able to pull up anything they may ask you to, any kind of emergency preparedness protocol. We need to familiarize ourselves with the process of all of that.